Fifth graders, it was so good to see you yesterday. Wow, real kids in person. I got to talk to you and be there. That was Miss class. Miss Lindsay's class, I'm coming today. It was really cool. I got the popsicles. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play a game with you guys. So let's do it to celebrate the great work you guys did on your snow cone prep test and just kind of to finish up the year in math. That's finishing fifth grade math, but remember the theme this week is new beginnings. So we started that sixth grade math. We dove into a little percent, fraction, and decimal, how they're all the same. They just have different uses. They're all parts of a whole. Let's think about that. A fraction is a part of a whole, right? So you have one whole, but if you have less than a whole, you have a half or a third or an eighth. If you have a decimal, instead of having $1, you could have 42 cents, a part of a dollar. And percent, instead of being at 100%, you could be at 30% or 50% or 80%. Now, each one has a different use. Usually when you're actually doing math, you want to use decimals. So you want to take the percent or the fraction and use them, turn them into decimals, because that's what computers and calculators and everything can use way better than having to do a fraction. That's why when you try to multiply fractions in a calculator, you can't do it. Now, there are fraction calculators, but on a normal calculator, you can't do it. On your cell phone, you can't do it. You want to make it a decimal. So that's why decimals are very useful. All right. With that said, we're going to dive into today's lesson. I'm going to introduce you to variables, just a really quick, like here it is. We're going to do a problem of the day. You guys really didn't have any homework because you did it as classwork. So then the rest of the time, I'd love for you guys to use it to practice your multiplication facts in some fun way. I could, Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, I could send you some stuff. Or play bottle. If the kids are liking bottle, I'm not sure if you're liking it or not. Or play an extra Kahoot. Do something fun. Because Miss Lindsay's class, you're going to probably miss some of the math because I'm going to be with you. And Miss Smith's class, hey, it's Friday. Do something fun. Okay? So let's dive into the problem of the day, though. So set up your notebook. Pause the video now. Set up your notebook. I'll set it up over here in a second. And then the problem of the day is the POD. What is 4/5 as a percent? So go ahead and tackle that. Think about that. Work on that. And then come back and we'll take a look at how to do it. All right. So switching over to here, you should have set up your notebook here already with your 2 lines down. Now, you probably maybe put today's date, which is what? 5/21/21? Is that true? I think so. 5/21/21. It's kind of funny. And POD. Now, you didn't label it yet because I didn't tell you what we're going to work on. Well, I guess I did variables, but. So our problem of the day is 4/5 as a percent. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you first a confusing way. You could go like this. You could say, wait, if percent's always out of 100, right? Percent's always out of 100. Does 5 go into 100? Yes, it does. This is like equivalent fractions. How many 5s are in 100? Well, let's count them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 10, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So that would be 20. Now, this goes back to 5th grade math. See how it all kind of combines on itself? Whatever you do to the bottom of the fraction, you have to do to the top to make an equivalent fraction. So you get 80 hundredths. As long as you have it out of 100, percent's always of 100, you already have your percent 80%. But what I think a lot of you might have done is went like this. Oh, there's no fifths place, so let's look at decimals. Remember, we have 1/10 and 1/100. But there is no fifths place. So when in doubt, take it to, that's right, in and out. This is a very quick and easy in and out problem. Watch. We have 4 in, 5 out, right? 4 in, 5 out. You always put a decimal with 2 zeros. How many 5s go into 4? 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 4 take away 0 is 4. You can only bring down one number at a time. Decimal goes straight up. I sometimes do like to use a line, so it really Okay, sorry, my nose is all of a sudden running. Weird. Okay, how many 5s are in 40? 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And you could be done here. So some of you maybe said that the answer is decimal 8. Well, you're right. Because remember, decimal 8 and decimal 80 are the same. The problem is when you had just decimal 8, remember you have to add the 0 to get to the 100ths to make it percent. So regardless of how you do it, the answer is 80%. All right, without any further ado, let's jump right into the lesson for today. Oh, and then I'll update you on the Iron Man print. Yes, I will. Okay, so let's just jump into today's lesson. So if we go back up to the top of our notes, let's just write introduction to variables. This is going to set us up for algebra, very basic algebra, solving problems with variables. This word is also a word that is used in science, a variable, but in math it's a little bit different. Okay. So, 5th graders, everybody write this. Let's write blank plus 6 equals 10. So what, sorry, I really need to blow my nose. What plus 6 equals 10? So I think your brain probably already told you, oh, that's easy, 4. Right, 4. Let me put it in a different color. 4. So really, blank, this line equaled 4. What times 6, or what plus 6 equals 10? 4. So the line is 4. Then in another grade, we could go like this. What if I did star plus 8 equals 10? What would the star equal? The star would equal 2. Now, when you get to middle school, instead of using a blank or instead of using a symbol, they just use a letter. Okay, that's what mathematicians have agreed on. They will use lowercase letters. So over here, write a variable. What is a variable? A variable is a missing value. Please write this. A missing value represented by a lowercase letter. So instead of using a blank or a symbol, a star, a heart, a smiley face, something else, they start to use a lowercase letter. Now, what lowercase letter do you choose? That's the magic. Any letter you want. So, for instance, let's do another one. M plus 5 equals 10. What does M equal? M equals 5. Why? Because wherever I see an M, I could put a 5. So it says if M equals 5, go back to the M and put a 5 where the M was, and 5 plus 5 equals 10. Same thing works here. Wherever you see a star, put a 2. 2 plus 8 equals 10 because they're equal. That's what equal means. Remember, they're the same. All right, so let's have us try another one. Let's pick a different letter. Let's try Y. Y plus 3 equals 9. What does Y equal? Go ahead and discuss it. Yes, Y equals 6. Wherever you see a Y, you put a 6. Let's see if that's true then. 6 plus 3 equals 9. So that is your variables. Now, we do have one problem. A very common variable is x. So maybe do x plus 4 equals 8. What does x equal? X equals, yep, you said it, 4. Why, though, is using x a problem? What does x look like? X looks like a multiplication symbol. So that leads me to show you something else, and that is this. Let's do this. Let's put a star over here and put other ways to actually, represent multiplication. So let's draw a little line. I know this is kind of random. I'm making it up as I go. My nose is running. It's early in the morning. Okay, so it's usually always in elementary school, which you guys are leaving now. Oh, bye. X always meant times. And that still can mean multiplication, okay? But I'm going to show you some other ways to represent multiplication. You could go like this. 5M. When there is a number and a letter next to each other, and it doesn't tell you what to do, it doesn't say to add, subtract, or multiply, or divide, that means multiply. You can do this. 3, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. This is very common in middle school. That little dot means multiply. This asterisk, like that means multiply. One more, if you have a parentheses like this, that number is not 63. It is 6 times 3. So if you have parentheses and a 6 outside of it, that also means multiplication. So these are all ways that middle school will show you how to multiply without using the X. So you guys could practice, Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay, a little bit of this concept just by doing your own, see how the class is going, or you can move on to something else. All right, let me jump back to here just to update you on. Let me go big. All right, so yesterday we were in the middle of a 14-hour print for the back side. So here's your Iron Man helmet. Again, the jaw's over there, but it's looking epic. That's right. But this side is missing. And we were having the worst trouble with this side. But after 14 hours, I am proud to say that we did another fourth of the helmet. Okay, so now look. This, obviously not painted yet. We'll go on there. And we're getting there. We're down to our last piece, just the front piece. Then I can put it all together, and we'll have our epic Iron Man helmet, which really represents a goal that was set early in the year that will be achieved, and all the learning that goes with it. The learning how to use the 3D printer, how to level the bed, how to send prints to the printer, how to replace the PLA, how to replace an extruder head, how to balance the temperature, I could give you how to paint it, how to get it to stay, how to attach it, how to use a soldering gun. I could go on and on, how to use 3 different programs. All of the things that I have learned about 3D printing by setting a big goal and going for it, that goal being the Iron Man mask, and all the problems I had along the way. Believe me, it didn't just work. I kept running into problem and problem. But the cool thing is every time I had a problem, I had to solve it. And as I solved it, that is how I learned. So that, for life, you guys, is a great lesson. With that note, have a great weekend. Miss Lindsay's class, I will see you today. Miss Smith's class, I loved seeing you guys. I'll come visit you guys again next week. And I'll keep working on the Iron Man helmet. Have a great weekend.